we can kind of see everything.
Hmm.
But hello everybody. My name is Stacey K. Roach. I am a life coach. I have entrepreneurs and small business owners maintain their business, grow their business. I have entrepreneurs start businesses. I coach self-confidence. I coach personal development and growth. I do a lot. So I want to throw it over to you and let you take it from there. Tell them
Okay,
about yourself.
perfect. Awesome. So my name is Tia Hunter. I'm 23 years old. Right now, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I do have my own business. I help other individuals learn how to invest and learn how to actually grow mentally, spiritually, and important financially as well too. I also do have a bachelor's degree in nursing. Right now, I'm currently not using it. I am a registered nurse within the state of New Jersey, but I'd rather help people really live the lifestyle that they want to live, really be able to use their purpose in life for greater things. So that's basically what I do on a day-to-day basis, and I love it to the fullest. But I really love the fact that it put me in a position to do stuff like this, put me in a position for me to meet wonderful individuals, wonderful women that like I would never have met, especially because we don't live in the same area, that have so much value to give to the world. And it's just amazing to meet individuals who understand that their purpose in life is to impact and help another person before they leave. So I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity to speak with you tonight and to speak to everyone that is watching this, whether you're watching this while it's live or whether you're watching this 6 months down the road. It will give you some value. It will help you grow and develop as an individual. So I'm OD excited and I'm really ready to get this going so that we can really impact and help everybody win.
I'm ready. Yes. Oh my God. Do you want to kind of tell them a little bit about what we'll be talking about tonight? Like I said, you help people invest, and that's how we met. You're trying to show me the way. If I can, like you said, change my mindset. I'm a life coach, and it's always good to get advice from people that has been where you're trying to go. So she's
Right.
been there. Sorry, everybody, that's my bird. But she's been there, and she's trying to show me the way. So I'm trying to put my faith in her and let her guide me so she can show me how to invest and how to create oh my God, legacy wealth. That's what we're working on, trying to create
Yep.
legacy wealth. But like I said, we're here tonight talking about accountability and responsibility. So like I said, I'll throw it back over to you, let you take it in.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So, why did I choose, or why did we even choose accountability and responsibility, right? Those two things right there will be the barrier between why you are still where you're at and why you're not at the person or the place that you want to be. Those things right there, if you do not understand it, if you are not implementing in your daily life, it will hold you back. It will literally hold you back from what you want, what you think you is going to make your life greater, whatever the case is. So it's really important for us to talk about those two topics, because if you don't implement it on a day-to-day basis, or if you don't understand it or don't understand how to implement it, you will literally be in a position where you cannot grow and where you cannot develop. And if you're not growing and developing mentally, you will never grow and develop financially either. So the first thing that I wanted to do was go over the definition of accountability, because when I read this, you're going to be like, really? Really? And
Give
like,
it
it's
to
just, it's crazy. So the definition of accountability is the fact or condition of being accountable, and responsibility. That's literally the definition. And I feel like that is so dumb, or that is so little to have a definition that doesn't even give us an understanding. It's using the word within it. So a lot of us, it's not even our fault that we don't understand accountability to the extent or understand how to use it, because the definition is literally just being repetitive. So it kind of makes sense on why a lot of people are not implementing accountability within their daily activities, or as one of their habits that they have created for themselves. So for me personally, right, I feel as though accountability is you taking action on something and really taking the account onto it. So that's basically like, if something happened to you, you're not going to say to yourself, oh my God, why did this happen? Oh my God, oh, this is his fault, or this is her fault. Like, you go into the mode of blame, you go into the pointing system that I like to call it, where it's not you, it's everyone else, it's everyone around you. And I feel as though we do that just so quickly that we don't even notice that we're doing it just because we started when we were younger, right? You started picking on another kid, or you started pointing the finger, right? You didn't want to be the one being blamed for it. And I feel like since we were kids, because we didn't want to be blamed from it, we was not taught accountability. So I feel as though for us, right, we have to first find under accountability for ourselves, and then we can start working on the younger generation and helping them understand that taking accountability is not taking blame. When you're just taking blame for something, that means you don't understand what is really going on. But when you take accountability for something, you actually understand it. All right. So when it comes to accountability, for me personally, it is a habit, right? It is a position where you step back and you look and you evaluate what is going on, and is it something within your control, right? Accountability, when you take accountability for something, you only take accountability for the things that are within your control. You're not going to take accountability for the fact that, oh, well, you grew up in a certain neighborhood, right? You didn't have the finances to get yourself out that neighborhood. You didn't have, right? Like, you can't take accountability for the fact of where you grew up, how you grew up, right? But you can take accountability for what you're going to learn from those situations that you grew up in, what you're going to learn from those situations that that environment put you into. That's where the accountability comes from things that are outside of your control. But anything that is within your control, like your emotions, you need to be accountable for it. Just because the person stuck up his middle finger doesn't mean that you have to get mad. You have to start cussing them. You have to get violent. You have to fight them, or you get really violent. You end up shooting and killing the person. Like, it does not have to go to that extent. It's on you to control your emotions. That is something that you have to take accountability for. You have to allow yourself to say, hey, I understand that this is something that I can get upset for. This is something that I can become angry. This is something that I can become violent, but am I going to do it? You have to make that decision when stuff is happening. Am I going to take accountability for what is going on, right? You don't take accountability for the other person's action or the situation, right, that's going on, but you take accountability for what you can do with it. So personally, for me, when I'm taking accountability, I have to step back. I have to look at the situation. I have to say to myself, what is in my control, right? And if it's in my control, could I have reacted better? Could I have learned something from this? What is there still to learn? Or what can I use this for later on down the line, right? Things happen to us, and they're really happening for us so that we can use it later down the road. So I want you to literally take this accountability. I want you to understand that accountability is an action that you have to go through. It's not something that is just going to happen overnight, but it is something that you can develop a process with. So Stacey, if you don't mind, because I don't want to just be talking the whole time, if you can give them an idea of what accountability really means for you and how they should view accountability for themselves, if possible.
Well, me personally, I view accountability as taking responsibility for my actions. Like you said, you can be in a situation, you can be in an environment and some things take place or some things go on, and you, like you said, you can't control other people, but you can control how you're going to conduct yourself within that situation, where within that environment that you are in. So like I said, the way my perception is set up, the way I perceive things is, I'm only going to accept what I know I've done wrong. Like you said, if I step out of character, if I let someone pull me out of character, like you said, just having a conversation with someone and it quickly turns heated to a heated conversation, and now you guys are arguing back and forth. Hold up, like you said, pulling yourself back. You have to take a step back, like, hold on, like, let me really evaluate this situation, because is this really worth arguing about? Is this really worth getting to that point to say? Because me personally, I had a phone call and I had someone that really made me want to argue with them, and I had to take a step back and reevaluate myself and be like, hold up, this not even my problem, this not even my situation. This person called me, so now we're arguing about something that had nothing to do with me. Let me take accountability, because I don't have to argue with you. I can just hang the phone up because it's really not my problem, and I'm not, like I said, I'm only responsible for myself. When I say taking responsibility for yourself and the people around you, that's responsibility. I'm only responsible for me and the way I act. Things that I do. Like I said, even with that phone call, that particular situation, I could have easily continue arguing back and forth with that person. But I like, you know what, I'm gonna hang up because I don't have to argue with you. I can't control the things that you say and how you do things, but I can control me. I can control what I say. I can control if I get heated, if I get, like I said, whatever emotion I'm feeling at that time, I can control my emotions. So taking a step back, just a woosah, like a quiet meditation to yourself, that helps me out a lot. Meditation, like I had to take a step back a lot of times, and like I said, the type of work that I do with my day job, I've been in home health now for 7 years, and my patients, like I found myself in a lot of situations where, you know what, I don't really even have to do this, I don't have to put up with this, but no, I cannot walk out. I would not walk out on someone that depends on me to help them. So, okay, we're going to figure out how to get to this situation, because I don't have to argue with you. I'm here to take care of you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to get you through whatever you need to get through, but you're not going to take your anger out on me. Now, I cannot control your mouth. I cannot control your temper. I cannot control the things that you say, but I can control how I react to them. So I think, like, if that's what you meant by accountability and taking responsibility, like that right there says it all. Responsibility for yourself and holding yourself accountable to the way you react in certain situations, whether someone is ticking you off or someone is trying to, like, sometimes people, they get up in the morning just to tick you off. They want to see how many people they can piss off today. Excuse my language. I'm not going to fall for it. Like I said, I can evaluate, I can take a step back and be like, hold up, I don't have to do it. Pick and choose your battles. Like, I've been hearing people, the old heads, the wise ones that taught me, that came before me, I've been hearing them say, you really have to pick and choose your battle. Why? Because some stuff is not even worth it. And that's what I said, that's me taking responsibility for myself and holding myself accountable for my actions, for my emotions, the way I'm going to express myself, no matter the situation, no matter the environment that I'm in. Like you said, I can't help that I grew up in the projects. Me personally, I grew up in the projects and in the country. I was back and forth from the hood to I in the country riding four-wheelers. So I guess I done experienced a few different environments. Like I said, I had to figure out how to conduct myself. Like I'm telling you, you really have to know what you're doing. You have to really know when you're out there and you're dealing with people that you cannot control anyone. You don't know what no one is going to do, but you know what you can do. And it's easier said than done. That's why I'm a life coach. That's why I help you. I teach you. I show you how to accept accountability for your own actions. Like you said, someone made you mad last week and you slapped them in the face. No, you don't necessarily always have to go to violence. Like I said, as African Americans, that's what we kind of was brought up on. That's all we really know is violence. That was right there was brought to our front doors. That was here before us, before we got here. So that's all we know. But we have to come up out of that. And like I said, taking accountability for our actions. That says a lot about you, yourself, your character, your personality. It says a lot. That speaks volumes about who you are as a person. So I'm going to throw it back over there. What you got?
I want to talk about the fact that people who don't even know that they need to take accountability for something, and they are in a position where they're depressed, where they're sad, where they're angry, where their emotions are just like all over, and it's not in the area of where they can prosper. It's not in the area of serenity or peace or where they can grow. And it's really because, like, I feel like a lot of like working class individuals or people that I feel like really should be rich because of how many hours that we work, but we're so exhausted, we're so angry, we're so like, why do I have to go to work today? Why do I keep missing out on birthdays? Why do I keep, I keep saying, but it's like you have to take accountability for your situation.
Yeah.
Right. Whether it was you should have went to college, whether it was you should have showed up to the interview that could have paid you $2 more. Right. You have to look at your life and say, hey, look, I'm here because of me. Right. We're so easy to say, oh, it's that person's fault, but it's not their fault. It's not. It's really not their fault. It's on you. Right. You are worthy.
Power. We, like you said, even when you're ready to point the blame at someone, even if they led you down a path that you did not have no say on you going, you just followed them. You gave them that power. To lead you, instead of you, like you said, standing up and taking accountability. Okay, well, I'm not going to go that way because I know that way is not the right way for me. That might be the correct way for you, but not for me. So like I said, when you want to point the blame and say, I only end up in this situation because of blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you might only end up in that situation because of that person, but you allowed them, you gave them that power to lead you. that
Yep.
you take accountability for your actions. Now, not all the time when someone come in to deceive us, that they just, oh my God, they just pulled the wool over right here. Now, sometimes they do, but not all the time. Sometimes we see the red flags and we just, like you said, we keep going, not knowing that's a stop sign. We want to keep going through that stop sign. We see the red flags in certain situations and job situations. Like I said, I have a day job. I've been in home health. Home health does not pay anything, but I've been in home health. I work major hours. I change diapers. I give baths, bed baths. Like I'm telling you, I do a lot. I have to lotion people. I have to lotion my patients down. I have to take
Yep.
care of my patients.
I
I have to
know.
drive them. Like I'm really driving Miss Daisy, seriously. But that was where I wanted to be at a time in my life. I felt like that was my life path. But now, like I said, I have grown. I went back. Most of my certifications are personal development certifications. I do have college experience. Like I said, I went for my associates in business management and marketing. I didn't finish the business management. I do got my marketing certifications, but I have the business management experience. I've managed a few businesses. I have helped a few people grow their businesses. Like I said, I've been doing this now for a few years, but with life coaching now, I've been doing it for a year. But giving advice and helping people out and managing, I've been doing this, oh my God, for so many years. This is my life purpose as a life coach. So like I said, getting back to what we were talking about, taking accountability and responsibility. And say with my day job, I don't really like it. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to invest in myself so I can come up out of it. I'm trying to grow. So as I've been growing and getting my certifications and going back to school and getting all the trainings that I need to become who I need to become, I've outgrown that situation. So now I know that, okay, I can't get upset with my manager or the boss because it's nowhere else for me to grow within that business, within that company. I've outgrown it. It's nothing wrong with that business, but I knew what I was signing myself up for when I first joined. I've reached every level that I can reach within that business, and now it's time to move on. Like I said, sometimes you cannot wait for an opportunity or wait for someone to give you a hand up. You have to get out there and create it yourself. Me personally, I'm a leader. I know you cannot force things. You cannot force anything, but you most definitely can dream. You can most definitely get out there and manifest what you truly want. Like I said, I'm really, really big on manifestation as well. But like I said, you really can get out there and imagine and manifest and work on that life that you want, that path that you truly want to walk. Like I said, I've been taking this journey now for about a year. It's been tough. I still haven't really been receiving paid clients. Everybody I've been helping has been for free. I'm still waiting to get paid, but I've still been doing this just as I've been taking it serious, just as if I was getting paid. I'm taking it just that serious. Regardless of the money or not, I've been helping people. I've helped people. That's what I do. So like I said, I've had to take accountability for myself, because if I couldn't pull myself up out of the gutter, how would I be able to help someone else get up out the gutter? If I couldn't get my business off the ground, how can I help someone else get their business off the ground? Like I said, no, I didn't have to do life coaching. I haven't had any paid clients just yet. I'm still waiting. I'm still manifesting and perfecting my craft. But within business, I have been making money. I have been helping people. I've been out there. So I've been an entrepreneur part-time. This is my first year full-time, but I've been an entrepreneur now for 6 years, going on 7 years. A lot of people, I'm just now getting a little bit of recognition from all that work I did 6 years ago. It takes time. Like I said, you have to want to take accountability for yourself and own up to your responsibilities to grow as a person, to develop more, to take those classes, to spend a little bit of money to invest in whatever your craft is, whether it's music, doing hair, cooking, no matter what it is, motivational speaking, a singer, a preacher, you know what you need to do. A lot of times we listen to ourselves, like I said, if we take a step back and listen to ourselves, listen to our bodies and our intuitions, we'll know the next things to do. Sometimes fear gets in the way of people standing up and taking accountability for yourself, because when you stand up and take accountability, now that means you have to take, that comes with a responsibility. Responsibility is not easy. That's why people don't want to take accountability, because now you got a responsibility to maintain that, to keep it going, to grow, to keep, like you have it's huge. And that weight on one is really heavy. So I can understand the fear. I've been there. Right now, I still fear, but I still do what I'm supposed to do, because this is my life purpose. And I feel like I'm going to do it in spite of the fear. I'm going to still get out there and I'm going to make a way.
And
so,
that's exactly how it should be. And I want to piggyback off of that, because when it comes to taking accountability, you do have that responsibility right after. but it's greeting you in a good way, because once you take that accountability, you are now in a position to go forward. You're not going backward. If you're going backward, that's only because you're looking to grow. You're looking like, okay, man, like that's what I should have done. All right, now I know what to do next time to come around. But you're not looking backwards because that's where you are going. You're looking backwards to only pull you forward. And I feel like with a lot of people, like you said, that fear holds them back. That fear of accountability, or that fear of responsibility. Something will not be presented to you if you cannot handle it, right? It is in your path. Use it, right? A lot of us we're sitting and we're wanting answers. We're wanting change. We want different results, but we won't really take advantage of the opportunities that are right in front of us because of fear. And literally on the other side is what you want, is what you desire. And it does come with responsibility at times, but it wouldn't have been presented if you wasn't going to be able to handle that responsibility. And I feel like so many people are just like, oh my God, like I know for sure, like when I first started doing certain things, it's just like, man, I gotta really, even when I was back in high school playing ball, it was like, dang, I'm really the captain now. Like, oh man, I mean, I really gotta make sure we showing up. We gotta make sure. It just was like, oh man, like just little things, just on that small scale. Like we just want to win the championships, but in life, like you want to win the championships. You want all aspects to be the championships for real. And if you want that, you have to take that accountability of where you're at. You have to say, okay, this is where I'm at, but where do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What do I want to be doing? And what does that also look like for the people around us? I feel like accountability, you do have to analyze and look around as well as the people that's around us, because they can put you in a situation that can pull you back, that can hold you to the person that you don't want to be, to the job that you don't want to work at, to the place that you don't want to live in. Like, oh girl, well, you know, it's close to the corner store. You know, you always like to eat. It's not safe for my kids. I need to go somewhere. I know, it's like, it's just certain things that we are allowing certain people around us to also hold us not accountable. And we have to take that step back, and we have to remove people that are not holding us accountable. If you told your girlfriend, if you told your boyfriend, like, hey, look, I'm going to start this business. Hey, look, I'm about to start an art studio, whatever the case is. I'm about to go do hair. I'm about to pursue my dream. And they're not holding you to it. You've been with them for a year, and they didn't invest into you. And maybe financially they don't have the money to invest, but mentally and spiritually they can motivate you. Hey, look, I found something for free. Hey, look, here's a fundraiser. Here's a nonprofit. Go apply. Like, there's so many ways for the people around you to help you literally be in the position that you want to be. So you have to say to yourself, is this person holding me back, or is this person allowing me to get closer to the person that I want to be? You have to remove those individuals. You have to, and it may be somebody you love. It may be your own mom, to be completely honest. And it's just like your parents are from a different age. They didn't grow up how we grew up. So it's like their mindset is completely different. You want to be that first entrepreneur. You want to be that first successful entrepreneur, okay? You want to be that first successful millionaire in your family. So you have to take that step.
Well, like my great grandkids, ones I never get to meet, they're gonna be taken care of. I'm setting the foundation right now, and I'll put that on everything. Quote me on it. Like, I really feel like that was that, but it's a mindset. So I totally agree with you saying about saying fear will hold you back, but sometimes, like you said, once you get what you swerving now, you want it so much, so bad.
It's that burning desire. That burning desire.
So you gotta be willing to take on that responsibility of, like, you know what, this is what I asked for, this is what I want, this is what I prayed for. Now I'm gonna make sure I maintain it, I'm gonna grow it, I'm gonna go from here, and I'm gonna get better at whatever, like you said, whatever it is I'm doing, whatever avenue that you're taking in life. I'm saying, when you're choosing your friends as well, anybody, your work relationships, any type of relationship dealing with another individual, you need to make sure they are you bringing the right people into you, because some people aren't coming around to make sure you grow. You don't need any, I mean, it's good to have people that congratulate you, support you, but you don't need a yes man or a yes girl. You don't need somebody that's going to tell you, oh my God, they're going to hype you up and tell you everything. Girl, use this person will let you get out there and make a fool of yourself. Yeah. You, like you say, you need somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Like, okay, no, you need to fix this. You need to do this. You said you set these goals for yourself. You said that you was going to accomplish this. No, I don't really like putting times on anything, because sometimes it takes longer than what you expect it is. So I always try to I don't like to set a time for myself. I like to give myself room to get it done. So I'm not rushing, because if you rushing, rushing and you're in a hurry, you're not walking in dignity. You're not doing anything at at your best capabilities. You're rushing through it. So it takes time, but it's all in the mind frame. It's all in the mindset. It's all the way you perceive things. So accept your accountability and responsibility for yourself. That's going to be totally up to you. No one can make you do it. And if it's your dream and your goal, your business, regardless of the support or not, it's yours. Ain't nobody supposed to go harder for your business, for your dream and your goal than you are. You ask people for your help and for support, but you ain't even putting in the effort, the energy, the time. You lounging on the chair and say you could be studying and say you could be investing. Instead, you could be doing something, whatever, to make you better. So we all have day jobs. I'm sure trying to get out of mine. So we all have stuff that we have to do that we really don't want to do. But until we start making taking that extra step to get better, to accept responsibilities for our actions and accountability for the things that we do and the things that we allow to come in our life, the people we allow to come in, the situations we allow to come in. Because a lot of times this stuff it'll be up in your subconscious mind. A lot of times we think about fear so much that we just bring it upon us. Like we thinking about, okay, if I don't pay my rent, I'm gonna get put out, and that's exactly what's gonna happen because that's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about, I don't know how, but my bills will get paid on time, and then somehow it just happened to get paid on time. Yeah. It's all about how you think, because if you thinking it up here, oh my God, I'm not gonna have it, I'm never gonna be successful, I'm never gonna do it. No, you're not ever gonna do it, and nobody can hype you up. I don't really care if you really even got a lot of money, because there's a lot of people out there with a lot of money and still won't accept accountability and responsibility for their actions. You just got all that money and you out there just dumbfounded. And it's okay to have a lot. It's great to have a lot, because when you have money, especially in America, it buys freedom. It can buy you almost dang near everything but love, besides the stuff that really matters in life. But because you have all that money, but you still have to have that personal growth. You still want to go back in some ways in your life. You gotta grow some. I feel like balance. Life is balance. So I feel like in every aspect of your life, mentally, physically, emotionally, everything need to be balanced out. Financially, like I said, and as African Americans, we wasn't taught a lot of ways to invest in ourselves, to grow as young Black adults. Like you said, with our grandparents and our parents, they wasn't raised in a time like what we're raising in. So now social media is everything. So you can be a bomb person in real life and not have no social media followers and feel like you ain't nothing. But like the world would twist your mind and make you really feel like, so the social media life is really what's up. If your personal life, in reality, once you turn this when we get off this live, if you still miserable after this, you obviously take nothing out of this. So I would really hope that you take something from this, so you can say it's all in the mindset. It's all about, you know what, I'm not gonna wait on no job to give me no raise or no promotion. I'm not gonna wait on nobody to give me no loan. I'm gonna get out here and get creative. I'm gonna figure out a way to make a profit, to like I said, everything is sales. I don't care. Every life is sales. You cannot get away from buying something. If you're not buying something,
you're buying it, you sell.
So, which one you gonna be? You gonna go back to a baby boy? You a seller or you a buyer? Like,
come on, let's keep it real.
Who are you? Like, come on. But seriously. And like I said, it's all in your mind state. But like I said, I'm a life coach, and that's what I help you do. So Michelle said she help you mentally and spiritually and financially. I can help you grow your business. I'm gonna send you to her if you want to make a lot of money, because she's gonna help me make me a lot of money. We're gonna have another IG live on that. I'm ready.
But before we give, like, I definitely want to end this with giving some of these individuals some advice. But I do want to talk about the fact that your bills have your name on it. If you go to jail, it has your name on it.
I'm telling you.
Your job, when you clock in, it has your name on it. Your check has your name on it. So when you really look at your life, you are the one in control of it. Everything has your name on it when it comes down to it. So it's literally about, like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to take accountability for your name, for your bills? Because Stacey's definitely not about to take accountability for my bills. So I have
one day I'll be able to pay a few people's bills and be okay.
Right, but like,
time, if somebody can give you, say you're giving them as advice, if you can take this advice, sometimes it's not all about money. Sometimes it's someone dropping the jewels on you and giving you some pearls of wisdom, because sometimes advice, information goes a long way. Say what you want, but wisdom, intelligence, being intellectual, that goes a long way. That will get you very far. So if you don't invest in yourself and want to grow personally, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. They said, this lady is giving you some great advice. Like I said, so am I, but like I said, I'm still learning. I'm a life coach, and even as a life coach, I even know therapists, I even know preachers that go to other preachers for advice. Yeah. You have to go to being there before you. Like I said, ain't no point in taking no advice from somebody that ain't been there where you been. If you can't, don't tell me nothing if you ain't been where I been. Or if you, like I was saying, sometimes nobody's been where you been. You have to pave your own way. I was saying, it's other life coaches out there, but no one is doing it the way I'm doing it. I'm creating a whole new lane. So I'm in my own thing. They say, when you said in high school, you guys want to win a championship in a game. I feel like in life and even in school, reality, the world, they want you to feel like you're in competition with another person, but you're not in competition with nobody. You're in competition with you and the top guy here on earth, because when it run out, that's it. And at the end of the day, you may be here and the person that you was in competition with last week, they still here, you gone. Or you here and they gone. But say you're not in competition with anybody, you're in competition with yourself. There's the person you was yesterday, the person you was last week, the person you was 2 months ago. If you're still doing the same thing you was doing 2 years ago and 5 years ago, you still thinking like that, something is literally wrong, and you really need to reach out and get some help. That's what I'm here for. Hey, ABC, always be selling.
Exactly. And like, I feel like I do want to point this out before I give like some suggestions. I do want to point this out, right? When it comes to knowledge, do not block off any knowledge. Like, just because Stacey's a life coach, if she helps me and another life coach comes by, they can offer something different. I feel like a lot of people cut off, well, I already read that book. But you didn't read that book at this position, right? 5 years ago when you read it, you got a different perspective, but now you have grown. You can read and see something differently. Don't allow certain things to happen and say, oh, I already experienced it. I already know all about it. Do not cut it off, because now this new situation can teach you something that the last situation didn't. That new book can teach you something that the last book didn't. That new person in your life can teach you something, even though, oh, well, they have the same degree. Oh, they took the same classes. You know, they can't teach. That's just another nurse. This nurse had experienced different clinicals than this person has. Learn from every individual, right? This is so important for you to be open to learning, open to understanding that somebody else has value, and that you can learn whether you're 60 years old or whether they're 14. Kids will sit there and listen to everybody because that they're in the period of, oh, I want to understand the whole entire world. And do not lose that. The most wealthiest person, the most stable person mentally and spiritually and financially is the individual that allows themselves to be able to learn from every individual and everything around them without going crazy. I
believe that. I believe that nobody is really truly meant in your life to truly be there, to just be there. Everybody's come in your life to teach you a lesson, whether you're going to learn something good, bad, whatever. It's a lesson that is there. Because sometimes people will mirror or reflect you. Sometimes, like, I've met someone, I was like, oh my God, wait, is that how I act when I get mad? Like, is that what I be doing? Oh God, I be doing it. Like, sometimes people come into your life where things that you need to work on and things that you need to grow from. And now sometimes people come like you said, running from situations, running from your fear. I'm afraid. I was afraid of investing. I've been getting people who are trying to get me to invest in trading and Bitcoin for like, oh my God, about 2 years, and I've been running from it. Everywhere I turn, I'm coming around a corner where someone is talking about that. You cannot really run from your fears forever, because no matter what you say, even a person, like, I don't want to talk to a person like that, or because if you're angry all the time, I don't want to deal with a person that's angry. I'm just going to cut you off. Eventually, you're going to always come up against whatever you're fearing. Afraid of dealing with people that's always angry. You run away from conflict. You can't run away from conflict for the rest of your life. You have to learn how to conduct yourself, and you have to really learn how to deal with conflict and face it head on. And like, you know what? I'm not gonna let it break me. I'm gonna let it make me. and go from there. Like I'm telling you, you can't run from problems forever. Like I said, I've been running from trading, and I finally ran into this girl, and I'm saying I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to get started. So yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But still, it's a responsibility. You can't run from what you truly want. A lot of times we be afraid. Sometimes we be this close to getting exactly what we want, and we'll self-sabotage. It's because we were so afraid of, like, we was really just that close, and we knew we were close. That's what we was afraid of. We was afraid of getting everything that we said that we wanted, and it backed out of, you know what? I don't know if I truly want it.
Because you know what also creeps in? The responsibility after you get it. Right? If you've been wanting a business, if you've been wanting kids, it's like, oh my God. Or even when people get married, what happens? It's the responsibility of the marriage. Like, oh my God. Like, sheesh, I gotta be committed now. Like, wait a minute.
Person every day, like every day you come home from work.
Responsibility after, and it's like you have to be okay with it, and it wouldn't be presented if you could not handle it, if it wasn't going to help you, or if it wasn't going to allow you to learn from it, and grow from it. Like it's just understanding that. Take that accountability of the current situation, take the accountability of currently of where you are, and then use it to understand where you want to go. Use it to understand where you want to be, and then literally take on the responsibility that's going to happen after. But I did want to give like 3 things, because this is some things that I help people do, and I started doing it myself when I was really trying to take accountability for some of the things that I just would not like. That's not my fault. Like, that's not. People be like, that wasn't on me. Like, it was. So I am affirmations for me personally help me take accountability, even if it's just straight saying I am accountable, right? Just say to yourself 10 times a day, I'm accountable, I'm accountable, I'm accountable. And somewhere along the line, it's going to make sense. Whether it's a year from now and you've been saying it for a year straight, 10 times a day, like it's going to make sense to you, because now it's going to seep into your subconscious. Sometimes just saying that I'm disciplined, I am going to understand accountability. Maybe you just have to start with that as your affirmation. I'm going to understand where I need to be accountable at. Because maybe you just lost. Maybe you just confused. You just don't even know that you're not accountable. Or I just need to be aware of the places that I need to be accountable for, because maybe you have your shades on, your blinders on, because you're running from it like, no, I'm not trying to deal with that right now. I'm not. Like, but you need to. So maybe your affirmations are going to deal with what you need help with. And if you don't know, then just say the affirmation. I'm in a position where I don't know, where I need to be accountable. So I am affirmations will allow you to go to a position of, you know, I'm confused to, okay, this is kind of making sense. All right, this is making a little bit more sense to, oh, I'm really accountable now. I'm really accountable for my situation. Oh, I'm actually responsible as well. Oh, wow, I didn't even notice I was responsible. Like, it's just going to happen, but you have to start somewhere. Another thing that I tell people do is like this rubber band method. I actually learned this from a therapist when I was back in high school. And it was basically like, just for me, it was for behavioral therapy, just to help me stay like calm and not go crazy, because I would just go off like, you're not going to come to me crazy. And then it would just leave, but it was like, you don't have to respond. You don't have to react to everything. Just take the time, walk away. And on each rubber band I had, it was like, I'm disciplined with being accountable. I do not have to react. But whatever you're struggling with, like even if it's the fact that you are in a relationship where you're not being fully valued. Okay, I am valuable. I am going to get out this relationship one day. I'm going to be with somebody who's going to value me. Or whether the fact that your kids are not respecting you. Okay, well, I have kids that respect me. Or I am putting myself in a position that my kids feel like they can respect me. Or I'm going to understand why they don't respect me. And every time something happens that you're like, wait a minute, you usually just react. You just go off. Just flick the rubber band so you have that time to take a step back and be like, okay, all right, I just flicked this rubber band for a reason, because I usually just go off. And then sometimes, like when I first started doing it, it was, I went off and then I'd be like, look at my wrist like, dang, okay, all right. I flick it after. And then eventually it got into the habit where I was flicking it before, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna walk away. Like, and then you're gonna get that encouragement. You're gonna get that feeling of like, oh, I'm actually knowing when stuff is about to like make me mad, and now I can actually control it, and now understand the accountability that takes it. So that is something. And also doing voice messages to yourself. Sometimes the voice messages is just like a way for you to vent if you do not want to talk to somebody, if you do not want to, vent to your spouse or vent to your best friend, or this is something that you're dealing with. It's kind of like writing a diary, but it's a cooler way that most people are willing to do. Like, I'm just gonna go do a quick little voice message like, yeah, he just made me mad, or yeah, my boss keeps telling me to get off a break. Like, he know I went on break late. Like, why do I have to come back? Like, you can just talk to yourself, and it's gonna be a way for you to get it out without having to respond, without having to react crazy.
And don't leave that voicemail on their voicemail, okay? That's your personal. Yes.
I'm sorry, I meant the voice message, like the
voicemail. Okay, then later on, you're like, please show out and say all of that on that voicemail. But I really like that idea. I've never heard of that idea. So
which one? The voicemail?
My coaching clients. That is a really good one.
The voicemail one?
Yes, the voicemail one, like you said, to keep, because a lot of times, especially in situations that like the one you just explained, where you're arguing with your spouse or your friend or whatever, and then you call and leave them a nasty message, and then later on, like, maybe I took it too far, I maybe overreacted, I shouldn't have did that. Like you said, when you get time to really sit back and think about what you've done, you'd be like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have reacted that way, but it's too late, and you can't take your actions back. Some people never forget and forgive your poor behavior. So like I said, that's a really good that's a good method.
Even like really when stuff happens, like, and you don't understand it, like let me think. Okay, so my friend got into a car accident, and like literally it just did not make sense, like how it happened. So I just, because people fabricate stuff, and I'm just like trying to make sense of it. And when like my thoughts are going here, it does not help. So I just said a voice message to myself, like, okay, so this is what person A said, this is what person B said, this is the scenario. Then I listened back to it to really understand, like, did this add up? So it kind of helped me like also control where my thoughts was going as well. So if there's ever a situation or something that happens to you, you just trying to understand the perspectives around it, or understand like the concepts or whatever, you can just do that voicemail and be like, all right, I'm gonna listen and try to figure out like what really makes sense here, what doesn't make sense, or maybe I was really tripping and I didn't see it from their perspective, because now you're really hearing it out. I'm like, dang, we really just got into a fight over some coffee, like, just so it just allows you to really see stuff.
Let yourself get heated. Sometimes you could just be in a regular conversation, and the conversation is taking off, and you're conversing very well, and then it just get heated out of the blue. So like I said, a lot of times stuff like that just happens, and you really don't have a control over it, but you really have to gain control over yourself and your emotions and your actions, and you cannot let anyone pull you outside of your character. And I can say that now because I was a hot fire. I was the one always, like I'm telling you, everything that you say to me, I was always defensive. I was already to fight, argue, fuss, cuss. Now I don't even give it the time of day. So like I said, finding the courage to do that is really, really dope, you guys. Something happened. She ended up going off, but she gave you guys 3 pieces of advice that you can use, 3 things that you can do to help yourself control yourself in certain situations. Like I said, 3 affirmations to remind yourself, to help you accept accountability and responsibility for yourself. I'm going to close it off. Like I said, my name is Stacey K. Roach. I am a life coach. Like I said, I coach small business owners, entrepreneurs. I help them start their business. I help them grow their business. I help them basically map out their business plan. And with a small business owner, like I said, I help them grow their business. I help them organize the business. I help them deal with their day-to-day tasks with the business and taking on the responsibility of running a business. If you want more information, I'm on Facebook at Stacey K. Roach. I'm also, like I said, I'm on IG and I am Stacey K. Please feel free to reach out at any time. Thank you guys for joining. We'll talk to you later. We will be back to let you know, guys, know how that trading thing is going. I told you she's helping me invest. So